everyone, welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Fantastic Mr. Fox, chapter 13 and 14. Now, this chapter starts off with Mr. Fox, the Badgers, and his three kids digging their way to the next place. And they find it, and they open up the wood panels just like in Bogus's chicken house, and they open it up. Whoa! And it's filled with ducks and geese and smoked ham and bacon. It's so delicious. It's so exciting that everyone gets overwhelmed and they just start running and going crazy, just like they did before, even Mr. Badger. And Mr. Fox says, "Stop, everyone!" They freeze. "This is my party, and we will do things in a civilized manner, in my way." And he says, "We will pick these geese, these ducks, this ham, and this bacon." And Mr. Fox kind of chooses everything, and he says, "We have to do this in a way that doesn't cause alarm, so no one will know our secret." And then they take two kind of carts from Bunce, and they load all this stuff on there, because I think, man, they took like 4 geese and 3 ducks and some ham and some bacon. I mean, there's just way too much for them to carry. So they took these carts, and let's see here. Then Mr. Fox sent his 2 oldest sons to push the carts back to Mom, to let her know that they're having a party, they're having a feast, and all these different families are coming. And then there's one last place they need to go. Well, as they're going to this next place, the smallest and youngest fox, and actually in the other one, this youngest fox says, "Dad, don't we need to get some carrots too?" Mr. Fox, "What? Don't be silly. We never eat things like that. Ugh, carrots." And the smallest fox says, "Daddy, it's not for us. It's for the rabbits." And Mr. Fox, "Oh, my goodness, son, you're right. How could I have been so foolish? We need some carrots for the rabbits." So now, this really smart son says, "I know where we're going. We're going to Bean's storehouse." And Mr. Fox says, "You're right." But as they're digging, Mr. Badger stops. He says, "Foxy, don't you feel like we're stealing?" Mr. Fox looks at him like, What did you just say? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, I don't know if it's right. We're stealing these things from Bogus, Bunce, and Bean." And Mr. Fox thinks about it, and he says, "Well, look, think about these guys. They're trying to kill us, right?" And Badger's like, "Yeah, they are. But we're not trying to kill them." And Badger's like, "Of course, we would never try to kill them." Said, "So they're way down here. Okay, we're up here. And they're really, really low, really bad." Oh, sorry, let me put my hands up. Really, really low, really, really bad. Now, we're starving. Our families are dying, and they're trying to kill us. Do you think that it's okay if we steal a little bit to keep our families alive?" And Badger looks at Mr. Fox and kind of smiles. He's like, "Foxy, I love you. You're so smart." And then Badger feels better about their stealing. And they keep digging. They keep digging and digging and digging until suddenly Badger, tunk, 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 finds something hard. It's a rock. No, it's a stone. No, it's brick. Wow, a wall. They found a wall. Underground? That's weird. "That's right," says Mr. Fox. "This is Bean's secret underground storehouse. We don't know how they're going to get in yet, but they found Bean's secret stash, his secret treasure, secret room in his storehouse." And that's how chapter 14 ends. There's a lot of vocabulary here, so let's look at some. Pace. Pace is the rhythm of walking or doing any work, really. Tonk, 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 tonk. That rhythm, that time, that it takes. And so they were keeping up a good pace, digging. They're going pretty well, pretty fast, and consistent. Lending a paw. We often say in English, can you lend me a hand? Can you help me? Can you let me borrow your strength, your power? Badger doesn't have hands, he has paws. So he's lending a paw. Overwhelmed is, man, this one's a really hard one for me to describe. But I imagine the ocean, right? When you walk into the ocean on the beach and you feel the waves push you. And what happens? The wave comes up a little bit, pushes you back. But sometimes there's a big one that, boom, it overwhelms you. Its power is stronger than you and pushes you over. And you can imagine that in your mind too. Maybe something really sad happens and your mind is overwhelmed and you just can't stop crying. Or you're so hungry, you're dying, and you see these delicious chickens and these delicious geese and you feel overwhelmed. You can't control yourself. And you want to eat them. This is overwhelmed. Saliva. That's the water inside your mouth. And all of the animals, they have saliva dripping from their mouths because they're looking at all these animals. Mouth watering. That's when you see something that looks so delicious, or you smell it and you can feel in your mouth the water coming. Oh, come on, give me some. And that's how all the animals feel. Even Mr. Fox, he has a string of saliva coming from his mouth. Twerp. A twerp is kind of a bad word. Not bad, as in a really bad word to say, but a not nice word. And it means that someone is annoying or silly or not that good. I'm trying to think in stupid. You can call someone stupid or a freak or a nerd. Kind of like that kind of level. Twerp can also mean like skinny and small and not very important. And Mr. Fox says that to his son, don't be a twerp. And then he says, oh, son, I'm sorry. You're right. The rabbits. Trolley. A trolley is like a cart that you can put food on. And you can see it in the picture. It has a flat part, has another flat part, and some wheels on the bottom. And they put all the food on there. That is a trolley. Dotty. Dotty means like not smart. Like you don't have much brains in your head. You're just kind of like, yeah, okay, woohoo, yeah. That is a little dotty. Or just not understanding things. And Mr. Fox calls Mr. Badger dotty. He even calls him frump. A frump is an old woman that's not very pretty and maybe a little round. And Mr. Fox calls Mr. Badger a dotty frump. Because Mr. Badger's like, don't you feel bad we're stealing? And Mr. Fox says, you dotty frump. Like, no, we're not stealing. And it was a really, really bad way to say something to your friend. But that's kind of the language Mr. Fox uses. And that's vocabulary. Discussion question. Do you think it is all right for these animals to steal from Bogus, Bunce, and Bean? I'm just going to leave it there. And I want you to explain your answer. Think about it. And what do you think is correct? And I might ask a little bit more on this question, so think deeply. Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.